Unveiling Vespasian, from taxing Urine to building Rome. Vespasian's journey began in a small, unassuming village where his humble origins painted a classic rags-to-riches tale. From his modest beginnings, he climbed the social ladder, embodying the potential for greatness that lay within even the most unremarkable beginnings. His story became a beacon of hope for many. Before his ascent to power, Vespasian's life as a chicken farmer showcased his resilience and work ethic. Tending to his flock, he demonstrated that even those destined for greatness often start from the humblest of places. This early experience grounded him and instilled values that would shape his rule. Vespasian's mother had a knack for grand predictions, famously declaring that he would either become an emperor or a complete nobody. Such high expectations must have weighed heavily on him, pushing him toward greatness. Her words lingered, fueling his ambition and drive to prove her right. Renowned for his military prowess, Vespasian's strategic brilliance was legendary. In one notable battle, he ingeniously used flaming pigs to frighten elephants, showcasing his ability to think outside the box. This clever tactic not only secured victory, but also cemented his reputation as a military genius. In a move both clever and controversial, Vespasian introduced a tax on urine to bolster Rome's economy. Turning waste into wealth, he demonstrated his practical approach to governance and financial acumen. This inventive strategy highlighted his ability to find value in the most unexpected places. Vespasian's thriftiness was legendary, and his patched toga became a symbol of his economic sensibility. He refused to indulge in luxurious garments, opting instead to mend his clothes. This frugality extended to his governance, where he implemented cost-saving measures that bolstered Rome's economy without sacrificing the quality of life for its citizens. Despite his immense power, Vespasian had a debilitating fear of public speaking. Often faking a cough to avoid delivering speeches, he delegated this responsibility to trusted advisors. His aversion to oration did not diminish his effectiveness as a ruler. Instead, it showcased his humility and reliance on collaboration. A comet's appearance during Vespasian's rise was seen as a divine prophecy, cementing his status as a star emperor. Romans believed celestial events were omens, and this astronomical phenomenon boosted his legitimacy. The comet's tail seemed to point directly at him, affirming his destined leadership in the eyes of the people. Vespasian was notorious for napping during Senate meetings, a habit that amused and frustrated his contemporaries. These power naps, however, were strategic. They allowed him to maintain sharpness and focus during critical moments. His ability to rest amidst political chaos demonstrated his unique approach to managing stress and decision-making. While Vespasian is credited with constructing the iconic Colosseum, he rarely attended the bloody spectacles held within its walls. His disinterest in gladiatorial combat was well known, suggesting a preference for order and architectural legacy over entertainment. This detachment highlighted his focus on Rome's future rather than its transient amusements. Vespasian's banquets were legendary, not just for their opulence, but also for their unusual menu items. Guests often found themselves confronted with dishes like stuffed dormice, a delicacy that tested even the most adventurous palates. These extravagant feasts were a testament to his unique blend of generosity and eccentricity. Family life in Vespasian's household was anything but dull. His son Titus once pulled a prank by hiding his imperial scepter, leaving Vespasian in a fit of frustration and amusement. This playful rivalry highlighted the fact that even emperors were not immune to the occasional family drama. Despite his immense wealth, Vespasian preferred a life of simplicity. He shunned luxurious meals and extravagant living quarters, opting instead for modest surroundings and simple fare. This aversion to opulence was a stark contrast to the grandeur often associated with the Roman emperors of his time. Vespasian was not eager to take on the mantle of emperor, initially declining the role multiple times. His reluctance baffled those around him, making the eventual acceptance of his title all the more significant. The repeated refusals showcased a rare humility in a world dominated by ambition and power. Superstition played a significant role in Vespasian's life. He always carried a lucky charm made from a wolf's fang, believing it offered protection against curses. This small talisman was a constant companion, illustrating his deep-seated belief in the mystical forces that he felt guided his destiny. Vespasian claimed divine favor when he shared a dream in which the god Carapus visited him. This celestial encounter fueled his belief in his destined rule over Rome. To his followers, this dream was more than just a vision. It was a divine endorsement of his imperial authority. The emperor's fondness for animals was well known, but it reached new heights with his pet lion. The majestic creature roamed the palace freely, often startling unsuspecting visitors. This unusual pet showcased Vespasian's eccentricity and his daring personality, making the palace an unpredictable place. Wine was Vespasian's drink of choice. He famously declared its medicinal properties, often raising a goblet to toast its virtues. His love for wine was not just a personal preference, it became a part of his public persona, endearing him to both the elite and the common folk. Rumors swirled about Vespasian's haunted palace, and instead of dismissing them, he embraced the ghostly tales. He even joked about having spectral advisors, adding a layer of mystique to his rule. These stories only enhanced his enigmatic reputation among his subjects. Vespasian enjoyed pranking his guests, often hiding in his garden dressed in gladiator gear. His love for practical jokes was well known, and this particular gag never failed to amuse him. It was a light-hearted way for the emperor to connect with those around him, showing a playful side to his otherwise formidable presence. Vespasian had an unusual fascination with snails, often keeping them as pets. He admired their slow, deliberate movements and intricate shells. These creatures were a source of calm and contemplation for him amidst the chaos of ruling an empire. His peculiar hobby baffled many, but brought him great joy. His daily baths were far from ordinary, including bizarre ingredients like crocodile dung. Believing in their rejuvenating properties, Vespasian immersed himself in these peculiar concoctions. While others found his rituals odd, he swore by their effectiveness, attributing his vitality and vigor to these unusual bathing practices. Known for his colorful language, Vespasian had a repertoire of creative curses that even shocked his toughest soldiers. His imaginative invectives became legendary, adding a layer of fear and respect among his men. The emperor's sharp tongue was as mighty as his strategic mind, making him a formidable leader. Vespasian believed in astrology, consulting the stars for major decisions. He had a deep faith in the alignment of celestial bodies, often seeking astrological guidance before embarking on significant ventures. This belief in the stars influenced many of his policies, blending ancient wisdom with his rule over Rome. Once, Vespasian caused a stir by wearing mismatched sandals to an important ceremony. The fashion faux pas led to an uproar in the Senate, highlighting the emperor's disregard for conventional norms. His quirky sense of style and nonchalance endeared him to some while perplexing others, adding to his enigmatic persona. Vespasian's banquets were the stuff of legend, not just for their lavishness, but for the unexpected food fights he often instigated. Guests would find themselves dodging flying fruits and pastries, turning formal dinners into chaotic, laughter-filled affairs. It was his way of breaking the ice and fostering camaraderie. Despite his serious role as emperor, Vespasian had a knack for satire. He frequently penned witty poems poking fun at his political adversaries. These parodies, recited during court gatherings, showcased his sharp wit and kept his rivals on their toes, blending humor with subtle critiques of their flaws. Vespasian's love for theater extended beyond the audience's seat. He often participated in amateur productions, hilariously casting himself as a common soldier. His performances, filled with exaggerated gestures and comedic timing, provided a rare glimpse of his playful side, endearing him to both his court and the public. In an attempt to curb the excesses of Roman cuisine, Vespasian once tried to outlaw luxury foods like peacock tongues. This decree, though largely unsuccessful, highlighted his practical approach to governance and his concern over Rome's growing indulgence. Ancient foodies, however, were less than thrilled by his culinary conservatism. Known for his irreverent humor, Vespasian once declared himself a deity in jest, causing widespread confusion. His subjects, unsure whether to take him seriously, were left in a state of amused bewilderment. This playful proclamation underscored his ability to blend humor with the weighty responsibilities of empire, keeping his court ever on its toes. Vespasian delighted in petty pranks, often targeting Senate members by switching their togas with smaller sizes. This mischievous act would lead to scenes of toga-tugging chaos as senators struggled to fit into the shrunken garments, providing Vespasian with endless amusement and setting a lighthearted tone in the often serious Senate. He had a peculiar belief that his navel was a source of divine power. Vespasian would often gaze at his navel for inspiration, convinced it held mystical significance. This curious habit baffled his court and added to the emperor's reputation for eccentricity. Blending his leadership with a touch of the bizarre, Vespasian frequently mixed up Greek and Latin, leading to hilarious miscommunications. His linguistic lapses could turn serious discussions into comedic exchanges. These moments of confusion not only lightened the atmosphere, but also showcased Vespasian's human side, endearing him to those who witnessed his endearing errors in speech. He had a passion for DIY projects around the palace, often to the dismay of his architects. Vespasian's hands-on approach sometimes led to structural mishaps, but his enthusiasm for tinkering reflected his down-to-earth personality. His love for DIY made him relatable, even if it caused occasional frustration among professionals. Vespasian secretly took dance lessons, surprising everyone by breaking into dance at formal events. His impromptu performances added a playful element to the otherwise stiff occasions. This unexpected talent for dancing not only entertained his court, but also revealed a side of him that loved to defy expectations and embrace joy. In a rare moment of humility, Vespasian once participated in a mock gladiator match. To the amusement of onlookers, he lost spectacularly. Laughing it off, he called it practice for real life. This lighthearted defeat endeared him to many, showcasing his ability to find humor in failure. Despite his powerful position, Vespasian held petty grudges. Something as trivial as someone eating the last olive at a banquet could trigger his ire. These small rivalries added a human touch to his larger-than-life persona, making him relatable and reminding everyone that even emperors had their quirks. Vespasian had a surprisingly good singing voice. Often, he would serenade his court, much to their delight. His impromptu performances added a touch of charm to his reign, blending authority with entertainment and leaving an indelible mark on the memories of those fortunate enough to hear him. His peculiar hobby of collecting his own minted coins was a testament to his complex personality. Admiring these coins, he showed a certain narcissism. Yet, it also highlighted his appreciation for Rome's craftsmanship, blending vanity with a genuine love for the empire he governed. On his deathbed, Vespasian's humor shone through as he quipped, "Oh dear, I think I'm becoming a god." Even in his final moments, he maintained a sharp wit, leaving his subjects with a lasting image of an emperor who could laugh at the inevitability of his own mortality.